Vlad the Impaler, also known as Vlad III, is a name that sends shivers down many people's spines. His story is one filled with power, betrayal, and fear. But before he became the infamous ruler of Wallachia, he was a young boy with a destiny shaped by the dangers of war, politics, and family. Vlad's birth and family. Vlad was born in 1431 in a small town called Saya, in a region called Transylvania, which is part of modern-day Romania. His full name was Vlad III Dracula. His family name, Dracula, means son of the dragon in Romanian. His father, Vlad II, was a prince, and he belonged to an important group called the Order of the Dragon. This group was made up of knights who vowed to protect Christianity from enemies, especially the rising power of the Ottoman Empire. Because of this, Vlad II was often called Vlad Dracula, meaning Vlad the Dragon. Vlad's mother, on the other hand, is not very well known in history. She was a caring mother, but her life is overshadowed by the incredible events that happened to her family. Vlad also had two brothers. One brother was named Radu, and the other was Messiah. Radu, though, would play a different role in history, becoming one of Vlad's enemies. Growing up in a time of war when Vlad was just a young boy, his family faced a lot of trouble. During those times, war and betrayal were constant. The Kingdom of Hungary and the Ottoman Empire were two of the biggest powers in the region. And for reasons of power and politics, these two empires were always fighting each other, trying to control the lands of Eastern Europe. Vlad's father, Vlad II, was caught in the middle of this conflict. He made many deals with both the Hungarians and the Ottomans, but sometimes he had to choose sides. This was very dangerous because both empires wanted to control the region where Vlad lived, known as Wallachia. At the time of Vlad's birth, the Ottoman Empire was growing stronger and trying to spread its rule into Europe. The Hungarians, on the other hand, were also trying to protect their land from the Ottomans. Vlad II, being caught between these two powers, had to play a careful game. This meant that he had to constantly watch his back, as betrayal could come from anyone. Vlad and his brother as husbands. When Vlad was about 10 years old, his life changed forever. His father, Vlad II, had made a deal with the Hungarian king Sigismund, but this deal didn't go as planned. Sigismund was a powerful king, and he wanted to make sure that Vlad II would remain loyal to him. So, instead of being trusted, Vlad II and his family were captured by the king. Vlad, along with his younger brother Radu, was taken as a hostage to Hungary. This meant they were forced to stay in a foreign land with no power, while their father's fate was decided. Being a hostage was dangerous. It meant that Vlad and his brother could not go home to Wallachia until their father proved he was loyal to King Sigismund. 4 years, the young brothers stayed far away from their home, with no idea if they would ever return. While Vlad was a hostage, he learned many things. He was trained in the ways of war and power. He learned how to fight, how to ride horses, and how to be strong. But most importantly, he learned the dangers of betrayal. His time as a hostage was difficult, and he would remember those dark days for the rest of his life. Vlad and Radu, though, had different reactions to their captivity. While Vlad became hardened by the experience, developing a hatred for the Ottomans, his brother Radu became close to the Ottoman Sultan. Mehmet II Radu, who was younger, was easily swayed by the kindness of the Sultan, while Vlad grew angrier and more determined to seek revenge. Vlad's return to Wallachia. After spending several years in Hungary, Vlad and his brother were finally allowed to return to Wallachia. But things were not the same. His father had been betrayed and killed. Wallachia was in chaos, and a new ruler was in power. The throne of Wallachia was now held by a man named Vladislav II, who had taken over from Vlad's father. Vlad was not happy with this new ruler. He wanted to avenge his father's death and take the throne for himself. In his heart, he knew he had to be strong and fight for what was rightfully his. With the help of loyal soldiers, Vlad fought against Vladislav II and other enemies. The battle for the throne was bloody and brutal. Finally, after years of fighting, Vlad succeeded. He became the ruler of Wallachia, and this was just the beginning of his rise to power, but he didn't stop there. He was determined to be a ruler who would not let anyone take advantage of him. He wanted to show his enemies that he was not just a boy anymore. He was a man of power and strength. The beginning of a dark legacy, Vlad's return to Wallachia marked the start of a new chapter in his life. But it was also the beginning of his dark legacy. The lessons he learned as a young boy, the betrayal, and the hatred he felt for his enemies would soon shape the way he ruled. The young prince who had once been a hostage and a pawn in the game of power would soon become known as one of the most feared rulers in history. His cruelty, his reputation for brutality, and his unrelenting desire for control would lead him down a dark path. But for now, in these early years, Vlad was still learning, growing, and building the strength he would need to become the infamous figure known as Vlad the Impaler.